Greetings and welcome to the check printing segment of the WinLABS tournament presentation. In this segment we will be creating the check register. We will then validate the sum of the checks created with the totals from the final prize listing. Lastly, we will print the checks. The check stock that WinLABS aligns to is one of the standard Quicken or Microsoft Money options that you can purchase almost anywhere. The checks come on 8.5 by 11 inch paper. There is a check on top and two voucher portions below the check. The stock will align to window envelopes. Checks are printed in entry number order. They are payable to each bowler and addressed to the team captain. A bowler cashing in multiple events from the same entry will receive only one check. To get started, from the Define tab, click on the Print Checks tab. The Print Checks tab contains a large area to list the checks once they're created. The first step is to create the checks. Once the checks get created, you will be able to view the sum total of all of the checks. If they do not match your expectations, you can delete them to investigate. Click on the Create Checks button to continue. WinLABS does not print the check number on your check. You must order pre-numbered checks. WinLABS will prompt you for the first check number that you will be printing. At this point, we are not printing anything. We're creating a check register file. Once the checks appear, the first thing that must be done is to verify the sum of the payable amounts to the checks. It should match the total that was on the final page of your final prize list. Notice it is in the unprinted field. After the checks are printed, the amounts will move down to the printed totals field. When dividing the money for the bowlers on the team, there are times when the amounts will not all be the same. For example, a three-man team receiving $100, two of the three bowlers will receive $33.33, and the third bowler will receive $33.34. If the register totals match your expectations, you're ready to print the checks. Click on the Print button to continue. Here you see the prize payout check report. You can print all the checks at once or you can print them in segments. Before you start, you should examine your printer and have a good understanding of how it feeds the paper. Does it flip the paper? If so, your checks need to be upside down. Understand what that does to the order of the checks. You can actually order the checks in reverse number order for this reason. Click Preview to start the process. Like all WinLABS reports, the checks will appear on the screen first. You can then send them to the printer. Here you see the print preview of a sample check. The top portion is the check itself. The bottom of the screen is actually for the midsection of the voucher. The voucher information fits in the window envelope for mailing to the team captain. The bottom portion not shown is a voucher that you can keep for record purposes. To send the checks to the printer, click on the icon shown here. When the printing stops, go to the printer and identify the last check number that got printed. Enter the number that you saw on the last check printed in the space provided. If you do not enter a number, checks will not be marked as printed. Back on the Print Checks tab, drag the slide bar down so you can view the last check in the register. It should match the last check printed. Notice that the sum of the prize money is now in the printed totals field of your register. If you choose not to use window envelopes, you can print a label for every entry in the check register. Some tournaments mail a list to all entries. If you want to print a label for every entry, you can do so using the confirmation letter label option. To print a label only to those that have cashed, go to the Prize Check Report. From there, go to the Output Options tab. Click on the down arrow to change the stock to a label stock. Select the desired stock and click Preview. Once the labels are displayed on the screen, you can click on the printer icon to send them to the printer. While on the Print Check screen, you can view the details of a particular check by double-clicking on it. The check status can be changed by clicking on the down arrow to the right of the field. This is how you would void a check should the need arise. As checks are cashed and returned, you can use the register to reconcile them if you wish. You must enter two numbers at a time. For example, to clear check 48, you would enter 48 through 48. The second number would be defaulted for you. To clear check 49 through 66, enter the two sets of numbers. There are 3 export buttons listed on the Print Checks tab that were designed to export the check data to checking account management products such as Quicken and Microsoft Money. Those 2 accounting packages have recently changed the rules, and these options are temporarily out of order. This concludes the final phase of the WinLABS tournament presentation. It is the goal of the WinLABS support team to ensure that your tournament results are timely and accurate. If questions remain, the WinLABS support team is available to take your calls at 1-800-514-2695, extension 3431. Written questions can be submitted to labshelp@bol.com. After-hours help can often be obtained on the WinLABS online discussion forum. There's a direct link to the forum on the WinLABS help menu. Last but not least, you should have a copy of the WinLABS Tournament Manual to assist you with your tournament.